From south to north, east to west, in every community, at every volunteer's post, a very vulnerable population exists. They may never be seen outside. These people are hidden in homes. Some lay in beds all day. Many help with household work but never leave the compound. Most are denied to go to school because family members think they are worthless. They are left out of everyday community activities. They are the poorest of the poor. Like many developing countries around the world, in Cameroon, persons with disabilities are often ignored and shunned from being able to participate in education, work, and community activities. Only 2% of Cameroonians with disabilities receive formal education. According to the United Nations, only 1% of girls with disabilities in developing countries receive education. These statistics reflect Cameroon. Women and girls face a very high risk of domestic violence and rape. When they do not receive education, they are put at higher risk of acquiring HIV/AIDS and unintentionally spreading the disease because they have no knowledge of the existence of the disease and how it is spread. Parents of girls with disabilities falsely believe their daughters cannot become pregnant, and so the daughters with disabilities are barred from access to sexual reproductive health education. As a result, girls with disabilities become pregnant out of wedlock without any understanding of how and why they become pregnant. 65 to 70% of women and girls with disabilities live in rural communities. When people are poor to begin with, and they get into an accident or become ill, they have no money for health care. As a result, they become disabled because they were not able to get treated to the point that they are no longer disabled. Then they become the poorest of the poor because they struggle more to work or can no longer work. As a Peace Corps volunteer, you may not be able to help provide them funding for health care, but you can include them in your everyday general community activities to provide them access to education. Let women and girls with disabilities learn alongside other women and girls on how to mitigate the spread of HIV and how to prevent unwanted pregnancies. Persons with disabilities in villages can learn with other farmers how to farm so they can generate their own income and eat nutritious food. Children with disabilities can be in the classroom with other children and learn how to speak English. Every ounce of education will make all the difference in their lives. When you are in your community, go to the local health center and ask the healthcare workers if they can help you locate persons with disabilities. When you initiate an activity for your community, reach out to persons with disabilities and ask them to come. For example, if you're doing a presentation on proper breastfeeding for mothers at a health clinic, include mothers with disabilities. If you're doing a workshop on how to grow moringa, ask participants if they have a family member with disabilities. Bring them to the workshop. If you're teaching science, talk to the parents of children with disabilities and explain to them the importance and benefits of them attending school. When persons with disabilities are included in activities, make sure they are provided with reasonable accommodations if necessary. For example, if a deaf person is there, provide them a written transcript of the presentation. If available, provide a sign language interpreter. If a blind person is there, provide verbal description of visual aids. If possible, also provide Braille. For persons with lower extremity disabilities, make sure activities take place on ground floor so they are not denied entrance to the activities because of stairs. By including persons with disabilities in your projects, you will create a tremendous impact on their lives for the better. Please ensure that inclusion happens.